Alright, hi there YouTube, it's me Morphsuit America, and in this video I'll be talking about the burn gauge or the burn system. Now this is a very handy tool for later on, especially when it comes to farming. If you are playing in the Korean Dragon Blaze, obviously it's already implemented ever since the Arcbuster patch. If you are playing on global, this will be implemented in a few weeks, in a few months. We'll see what global is doing. I'm just still dumbfounded at the fact that global decided to do its own little thing. So with that being said, let me talk about the burn system. And note, if you want to get a heads up, or if you guys need some help trying to figure out what's the challenges dungeon, how to level up, what you need to do for challenges dungeons, the other skill tree, the Arcbuster, etc., you can find it all in the description below. Know that some of the features that were released in the Arcbuster patch is still a work in progress. For example, I haven't talked about the Scrolls of Darkness or the Orcs Fort yet. Alright, so the burn gauge is the yellow-orange bar at the very bottom of the screen. It's going to be mixed in with the XP bar, which is in purple, and then the Challenger Dungeon Level Up bar, which is in red. Now to figure out how many points you have for your burn system, all you need to do is find the icon, the flaming burning icon at the upper right hand corner of the screen. Then it's going to show you this information. I'll talk about what these things are and some other stuff. And once again, if you want to look at the details for yourself, I will have the link to the Dragon Blaze Wikipedia in the description below. But when it comes to the burn system or the burn gauge, the maximum amount of points you can earn or have is 3,000. Now, during the course of the days, it will recharge itself. So in 24 or after 24 hours, you'll be able to earn 720 points. There are other methods to refill your burn gauge, but I'll talk about those later on. Alright, so when it comes to these little bullets, the 3 that says 1800% refers to the increased drop rate. So the first one talks about how your gold drop rate is increased by 1800%. Your ally drop rate is increased by 1800% for S, A, and B grade allies. And then your item drop rate is increased by 1800% for double S or higher items. This also includes the essence drop rate if you think about it, because they are triple S items. Alright, so to be perfectly honest, there's a few things that I'm kind of confused about. All I know is that when there's a bunch of buffs and when I really want to farm and stuff, I just end up, spamming it because I have too many shoes. As you can see, I got 10,000 shoes. But there's a reason behind it. When it comes to the burn system or the burning gauge, it will consume 4 burning points per dungeon run. The shoe consumption is also increased to 4 shoes per run. Now there is an image to know if you can, there is an image to see if you're burning up your burn gauge, but I'll test that out in a few minutes because I think it ties in with like the bunch of buffs you see at the upper right hand corner of the screen. Also, there's some information on the Wikipedia that talks about the removal of buff times. Apparently the buff times have been adjusted for the sake of the burning gauge. The time starts at 12 AM Korean server time instead of 11 AM, and drop rate buffs and similar buffs have been removed from the roster. Instead of drop buffs, they are now buffs that directly support the use of the burning gauge by either extending it or making it free of charge or like free of use. So yeah, the thing is, I'm kind of icky about this, or I'm not really certain about how it works entirely. All I know is that you want to make sure that you have a good amount of burn points in your bar. So when the buffs are on, you want to farm effectively and boost up your multipliers. Despite the fact that, some of the percentages may be used against you and you still have to deal with RNG and blah 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 blah. Another method to increase your points in your burning gauge is capsules, using capsules. And you can get these capsules for free by staying online for a good hour or so, ? I haven't actually recorded how long you have to stay online, but if you're on for a good 2 hours, then most likely you can get all these free stuff. Usually it's a couple shoes, tickets, double S allies, some triple S essences, and then something else. And then there's also this other tab here where it can give you free stuff if you are on for these times. So you also want to make sure you log in for those free items if you can. If you can't, then it's understandable. You got stuff to do. Anyways, once you have these capsules, make sure you go to your mailbox and use them if you do not have a full burn gauge. Now I have a couple of them. I'm gonna burn them up. And the thing is, if you already have 3,000 points, you don't want to use them because you're wasting them. It's not going to go past 3,000. So let's say you only have let's say you have 2,800 points out of 3,000. You use a 300 points capsule. It will not carry over the extra 100 points. So you're stuck at 3,000, but you kind of wasted the other 100 points. So make sure you use it accordingly. Alright, so before I end this video, I'm going to do a test run when it comes to what this icon means. It's either going to burn up the points that's already in your burn system, or it's slowly going to increase it. I got a feeling that's going to be the latter, which is it's going to give me more burn points so I can fill this up to 3,000, and most likely when it hits 3,000 I can start burning it off to 0. Alright, so I'll do one more run. Actually no, I was wrong, because I think it was at 2,111 earlier and now it's 2,108. So let's see what the number is in a few minutes. But yeah, I'm not a complete expert when it comes to how the burn system works. I think that if it's like, no, I don't want to exit out. If it's like burning like that with a little yellow line kind of flashing around it, I think that means this is when you can actually spend up your burn points, and there is a bunch of multipliers going on, so you want to take full advantage of this. The higher your multipliers, the better, because that will give you a higher chance of getting the stuff you want. But still, once again, RNG and the actual math behind it. Yeah, as you can see, it's not 2,108 now, it's 2,105. So it is burning up my burn points. I think there is an icon where it's just like the burn point system only, and it's not actually moving. There's no moving animation to it. If you look closely at that flame right now, it is moving. So if it's not moving, I'm guessing that's the time when you can actually try to refill it, or it's not actually being used. So keep that in mind. And I know I might be wrong about that, but you know, you guys can correct me if I am wrong. But yeah, that's pretty much it, so I'm gonna cut away. So that concludes this video about the burn gauge system, or the burn system, whatever you want to call it. If I left something out, go ahead and correct me in the comment section. But yeah, if you got any questions and concerns as well, go ahead and leave it down there as well. So yeah, what are your thoughts about the burn system though? I'm indifferent to it once again because I kind of saw it coming, but it is a very handy little thing because it increases your multipliers. If you stack it up with the Challenger's Dungeon skill tree, for example, that will also play a slight road to your drop rates. You still have to deal with RNG though and the math behind it, but you know, it's better than nothing, or it's better than what we had back then with the drop rates. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. I know it's been a while, or the system's already out ever since like the Arcbuster patch, which was 6-7 years ago. I mean 6-7 months ago. So yeah, but still, hearing your opinions about it will kind of, you know, give me an insight on what you guys think. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys around. Peace.